welcome to another Inspire series. We are so grateful to have Anisha from Atlanta, Georgia with us. Welcome, Anisha.
Thank you so much, Amy, for having me here. I'm so excited to be here with you today.
And we are so excited too. So you have a pretty interesting story. You came to the United States, it's been 20 years, right?
Correct.
Not knowing English.
Correct.
Did you move straight to Atlanta? Have you been there for the past 20 years?
I did.
Okay. And now here we are 20 years later, and you are part of SeneGence, but your full-time job is an ICU nurse, cardiovascular. Is that right?
Correct. So I am a cardiovascular intensive care nurse for about 14 years.
Wow. And you found SeneGence, I think we should call it twice, or SeneGence found you. How did you hear about SeneGence the first time?
So the very first time I was introduced to SeneGence in 2017. So I used to work with a nurse friend, and she used to sell SeneGence. So she would come to work every day with full makeup on. And I was like, it's 12-hour shift and your lipstick is still there and it's not going away. But so one day we were talking about it, and she knows how picky I am, and I am vegan vegetarian. So she actually told me and said, do you know that SeneGence has vegan lipstick? And she's like, yes, that is true. And I was like, oh my God, I had no idea. Like, I have been looking for vegan lipstick for so long. So that's how I got introduced to SeneGence. And then once I actually talked to her, she said, why don't you come to my house? We'll play with some colors. We played with colors, and then she talked me into signing up for SeneGence. So that is how I first time met SeneGence. Never really did anything. I signed up, and then I let my membership expire in 6 months.
And I think that is the story of so many distributors that are watching. Maybe they are here for the second or even third time or fourth after 25 years in business. That's very possible. So one thing that when we were talking earlier before we started recording, you had mentioned that you didn't realize when you first joined that SeneGence was more than lip sense. So
that is correct.
How did you rediscover SeneGence in 2021?
So because I said in 2017, I got introduced, but I really didn't do anything. Like, I signed up, but I really didn't set up my website. I didn't really launch my business. So I had not really deep dive and done my homework. But in 2021, as I was scrolling through the Facebook, as we all do, I came across a Valley Mae's video. She was doing her live video. At that time, she was a full-time athletic trainer at school, and she would get up, get ready every morning. And every morning when she gets up and gets ready, like, she would talk about lots of different products. She would talk about brow gel, and I do not get out of my house without a brow gel. I have to have something in my brows and I was like, okay, so SeneGence has a brow gel. Then she would talk about CCTM. She talked about eyeshadows, skincare, and that just sold me into re-signing up for SeneGence in 2021.
So Anisha, in 2021, when you rejoined, you went after your MUA, and you didn't even really wear makeup. So how were you able to achieve that? What did you do to achieve your MUA?
Well, one of the greatest things about SeneGence that I love is the training, the resources, and the support that we have. I went and looked at every single training and the resources, and took help from my SeneSisters who are already an MUAs and elite MUAs. If I had a model that I got stuck with color matching, I would always go and ask for my SeneSisters for help. And not a one person in SeneGence family has ever said no to me. And that was really exciting for me to move forward with my MUA.
And where did you find your models? This was during COVID. So did you make a post on Facebook? Did you reach out in people's DMs? How did you get your 40 faces?
So the way I got my 40 faces is I actually on Facebook joined a different community groups, different moms group. I sent an advertisement in my neighborhood. So I had a lot of people from community groups as well as my neighbors, the neighborhood across from me, like everybody who knew that I'm going for my MUA was willing to help me. So it's basically I had to do a lot of work, talk to people at work and said, I'm going for my MUA. So whoever I met, I let them know that I'm going for my MUA, and that's how I got my faces.
I love that. And so you also go live now, a year later, 2 years later, you go live every single day, and you're busy. You're a mom, you have a full-time job that's very demanding and stressful. So how do you fit in your SeneGence business?
So that's a very good question, Amy. So it is, you have to always work with balancing your time. And I really learned that early on because I have an immunocompromised husband at home who has a double transplant. I've got a 6-year-old, and I live with my parents who are senior citizens and do not speak English nor they drive. So I have to take them for doctor's appointment and things like that. And I have full-time job myself, and I'm not just a nurse, but I also am part of organization at my work, which I do outside of work, which I have to do meetings and things like that. But what I do, and I find my time, is every morning I go get ready. I have to put makeup on anyways. So I get ready and I put makeup on and I talk about the products that I'm putting on. So this way I get connected to my customer. They know that I am consistent because consistency is the key. They see me every single day putting makeup on. When I go to work, I catch up on my trainings, videos, all that stuff while I'm driving. So I do not ever miss any single training or the video or the lives. So this way I know that if something is not working in my business and if I need to pivot my business, what are the resources that are out there? So it was a great thing that SeneGence is doing and giving us this little bit of training here and there that we can actually incorporate in the nooks and crannies of my time. When I am at the carpool line picking up my son, I would do DMs. I would follow up with people. If I am dropping off samples, then I would have a follow-up systems and I would follow up with them. And I would ask them, is that okay if I follow up with you in 2 days or 2 months or, however way they would prefer. So this way I have their blessing on follow-up. And so I follow up on their time. I'm not disturbing them. So that's how I get connected to my customers.
That is great. And, it definitely sounds like you have a well thought out plan, very balanced, working in those nooks and crannies of, being a busy mom, busy full-time worker, busy wife and daughter. So thank you for being an inspiration to us. And we will see you soon at an event. We can't wait to celebrate 25 years in business, and we know that you are planning on coming to our seminar in April, so we cannot wait to see you there. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Thank you so much, Amy, for having me here. It was so much fun, and can't wait to see you at the seminar.
Thank you.
Thank you.